The views and opinions expressed by our show hosts do not necessarily reflect that of Sports Radio Detroit or its sponsors.
This is a homage beat.
I have a good feeling about this, Brian.
People call me the Brian Man. I'm the stylish one of the group.
Look who drove by.
Brian.
Brian, will you do the honors?
Sure.
Urban Meyer suspended 3 games as boss. Athletic Director Gene Smith will be suspended for about a half a month, starting on the final day of this month, going through mid-September.
I'm fully aware that I'm ultimately responsible for the situation that has harmed the university as a whole and our Department of Athletics and our football program. I want to apologize to Buckeye Nation. I followed my heart, not my head. I fell short in pursuing full information because at each juncture, I gave Zach Smith the benefit of the doubt. I did a poor job at Media Day. It's a big reason why we're here today. I was not being as complete and as accurate as I should have been at Media Day and afterward. But there is no intent to mislead. My role is to set a good example. In this instant, I did not live up to the university's standards. The suspensions are tough, but I fully accept them. I wish I could go back and make the different decisions, but I can't. These difficult lessons are a constant reminder of the duties and obligations that I have as a member of this university and this community.
What message do you have for Courtney Smith?
Well, I have a message for everyone involved in this. I'm sorry that we're in this situation. And I'm just sorry we're in this situation.
Was the 3-game suspension enough?
Absolutely not. The suspension should have been far more severe. And I'm of the mindset at this particular moment in time, I'm upset that Urban Meyer has not been fired.
They lied. They covered it up.
This is Urban Meyer's legacy from now on. Whatever he does on the field no longer matters. This scandal defines Urban Meyer and Ohio State.
Go ahead. I don't know where to start. Urban Meyer was just reading off a piece of paper, pretty much. We all know how this ordeal came about. We laid it on the table a couple weeks ago. It's just how they operate in Ohio State. And you know what? This isn't on the players this time. I mean, you want to start with the Jim Tressel days where guys are selling tattoos? You can start there if you want. I mean, this is out of hand. Nobody wants to do the right thing. Ohio State lives in their own little force field. They live in their own little bubble where they think they could do whatever the heck they want. The press conference was a disgrace. It was abysmal. I think we all know that. I mean, these people are just making our jobs easy, the ones who have to report on this kind of garbage. Because, I mean, it's just, it's so blatant. It's blatantly bad. And, I mean, it's just beyond me. Urban Meyer showed no remorse, no sorrow, no feeling of concern. Didn't address Courtney Smith how he should have. Pretty much apologized to nobody but quote-unquote Buckeye Nation.
That, I think, is the most disappointing part and the most disgusting part out of all of this, in all honesty. I thought that was a really, really dirty thing to do, especially not call out Courtney Smith by name. I thought that was pretty low and pretty disgusting.
It's just how they roll up there. It's just how they roll. I mean, where do you want to start? You start with Jim Tressel, or you start with the Big Ten? I'm going to say it again, guys, because I don't even have the word for it. It just makes me furious about the Big Ten hiring those Ohio refs in the Michigan-Ohio State game. I mean, that's part of it. It's the bias. They're completely biased up there. They don't care about doing the right thing. They just care about winning football games. That's it. Urban Meyer should, no question, be fired at this point. But nope, you want to give him a slap on the wrist, a 3-game suspension, and it's just like, back to football. Back to destroying the Big Ten. Who knows if you're still going to get the kind of recruits you get, because one of these times they're just going to blow up right in your face.
I'm sure they probably will, just for the simple fact that it is Urban Meyer recruiting them. So with that being said, I'm not sure the recruiting thing will take that much of a hit. I think maybe this year, the upcoming summer will. But other than that, I don't think that's really going to change. I think Ohio State, and especially Urban Meyer, got away with murder. I think he legitimately, I'm on the same bandwagon as most people. I definitely think he should be fired. Because I get it. He didn't, in the whole phrasing of this thing as far as what he should have done, what he didn't do, I get it. I feel like that's the only reason why he still has his job. But overall, at the end of the day, you still fail to report it and move it up you failed to move it up the ladder.
The chain of command and everything
Thank
like
you.
that.
That's what I was blanking on. I'm sorry. But yeah, you didn't move it up the chain of command. It stopped at you. I mean, the athletic director supposedly did know about it, but didn't do diddly about it either. So at that point in time, by you guys failing to do your sole responsibility in that position, yes, you all should be gone.
No question about
Ohio State, those guys from the Ohio State group should be gone.
You're exactly right, too. They are getting away with murder here.
Who's going to step in? Who's going to step in?
There's nobody who's going to do anything at this point in time because, again, it's all done legally now.
Jim Delaney's not doing anything. We talked about that last week.
Still not anywhere to be found in any of this.
It's absurd, man.
You know what? I find it funny that college football players are actually getting suspended more games for failed drug tests than Urban Meyer's is.
Well, let me put that out in the open, too. I don't know if you guys heard about this about a couple of days prior before the Urban Meyer thing. I believe it was the kids from North Carolina University.
Yes.
Got suspended 4 games. I believe it was 4 players. Each got suspended 4 games for selling their Jordans that they got from the school.
I saw that, yep.
But this guy can get away, Urban Meyer can get away with not technically doing his job or not doing it well enough.
Well, look at the situation. It's covering up domestic violence. And thank you for putting some perspective on this thing, Eric, where you got athletes over in North Carolina selling apparel and get a harsher penalty than Urban Meyer covering up a domestic abuse scandal.
And the thing
Give me a break.
The thing with the apparel is it's theirs. Granted, the school gives it to them, and they are, for those sneakerheads who do listen to the show, they are what's called PEs, player editions. But at the same point in time, man, if they're getting that to them and they're not, it's theirs.
Yeah, it's theirs.
That's the way. That's the way how I see it. Especially if you're not a student there anymore. They are students. I apologize, but still, it's their stuff.
And look at the message you're sending. You're saying it's more harsh of a penalty for minors who are playing college sports to sell their apparel rather than a coach covering up a domestic abuse scandal. That's the message that they're sending.
Yeah.
And it's just disgusting, honestly. I mean, I don't have the words for it. We unraveled it all a couple weeks ago when the whole thing first came about. I did my best. I still can't wrap my head around this thing because it just appalls me how Ohio State's still getting away with this whole thing and just how they operate year in and year out, being dirty, being grimy, being shady. It's just it's the name of Ohio State, and it's what they stand for. I'm sorry to all the reasonable Ohio State fans out there, because I know they are out there, but there's, I think, very few. I mean, just look at all the stuff that's gone on at Ohio State.
And
where do you want to start?
I'm really, really glad, too, that a lot of people have stepped in, especially on the media aspect. There was actually a report from ESPN that stated that a lot of members, even out in the Ohio area, are not happy with the suspension. And it's not because they like, it's not the fact they like Urban Meyer. I'm sure they do. But again, they don't think it's fair. They don't think it's right that he got away with only a 3-game suspension. And then look at the teams that you're going up against in those first 3 games. Who is it? Rutgers, TCF, and
Oregon
TCU.
State.
Or TCU, I'm sorry, TCU.
And
I
they're,
apologize.
I think 15th in the AP poll, something like that.
Yeah, but come on now. Really? You're not really losing anything in those first 3 games.
Yeah, you're not
nothing
really losing
serious.
anything.
And the only Big Ten team is Rutgers. Come on.
I mean,
now.
yeah, it's absurd.
And I don't know if you know this or not. Like, he's not allowed to coach, but he is allowed to prepare the team for week 2 and 3.
I saw that. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
So, I mean, people just don't have any morals. There's no morals up at Ohio State. And, hey, Big Ten's probably got no morals. Because we addressed that a couple weeks ago, too. I mean, it's just like I'm repeating myself. And I just hate it, but it's like you got to address all the points in the story. It starts with Penn State, then Michigan State, then Maryland, then Ohio State. It's about administration not doing their jobs when it matters most.
That's fair.
And it's becoming just a joke at this point. It's jocular. The whole Ohio State thing is just a complete mess. Zach Smith and Urban Meyer are on the same page. They don't give a damn about anybody else except them. And it showed in both of their interviews.
And Zach Smith is a nasty dude. The fact that you had sex toys
They're all
delivered.
nasty.
Yeah, sex toys delivered to the campus.
That's terrible.
That's disgusting. That's nasty.
You got an Amazon box just vibrating.
Guy should have been fired years ago.
Jeremy, I know we've kind of dominated the conversation. What's your take on this?
Honestly, this is just terrible. Like, the 3-game suspension. I mean, Urban Meyer's getting away with murder right now. And it's obvious from that interview that he gave that he only cares about winning, and that's it. Well, winning and his family, because honestly, both him and his wife should both be fired from Ohio State.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys Urban Meyer's got bodies in his closet at this point. I wouldn't be surprised.
He's even got skeletons in his closet from back in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy, too.
Him and Aaron Hernandez, I hate to say it, but are probably buddies.
Yeah.
Or definitely buddies at the time. I mean, that's not a good thing.
That's crazy, too, the fact that, with this investigation, they went back to the Florida days, I guess, with the whole, one of the things in that investigative report was supposedly when it happened back in 2009, Zach Smith and Courtney Smith are supposedly talked to in the office, and Courtney says, no, that didn't happen. It was just Zach. But the bad thing was nobody wanted to believe Courtney.
Yeah, and Zach still tried to put it on Courtney in the interview.
Yep.
Which is just, it's not surprising to me. Because, again, it's just how they operate over there. It's just so cut and dry. And, again, it makes our jobs easy to decipher, to blast Ohio State, because they deserve every bit of it. Sorry to the good fans out there. I'm not sorry to the ones who probably still stand with Urban Meyer. I'm sure there's plenty of Ohio State fans who still stand with Urban Meyer at this point. And I just don't know what to say at this point.
I guess the main question to ask now is where do we go from here? Not only as a Big Ten, community, as a Big Ten school, but where do we go from here as far as like sports, and administrators in general?
That's a good question.
What has to happen? What can be done to make sure that instances like this stop happening?
NCAA's got to come strike down. Somebody has to.
And that's what I thought they were going to do with this, like a big strike down and actually fire Urban Meyer.
Didn't happen.
Yeah, like I said, it didn't happen.
No.
Ohio State runs college football.
Which is complete trash, if you ask me. Like, it's
Yeah.
such a bogus thing to do.
And Urban Meyer, his legacy's fried at this point.
Oh, yeah. There's no – I don't care how you look at it. There's no coming back from that, like, in all honesty. You can't, as long as you, from here on out, every time you look at Urban Meyer, you look at his record and everything, he's one of those guys now where you have to put an asterisk over it because of the fact that, look, you won things, cool, but how did you go about it?
He thinks he could do whatever he wants and get away with it.
Well, now
and that's
apparently
what he's doing.
I say, well, now apparently
he
can.
doesn't care either.
Now apparently he can get away with everything.
Yeah, because nobody's stepping in. Big Ten doesn't want to step in. Of course, Ohio State doesn't want to step in because, again, they're in their own little force field. NCAA, where you at? We need you. Ohio State's just doing whatever the heck they want now. And it's at the lives of human beings. Somebody do something. Said it a couple weeks ago. I begged and pleaded. Somebody step in and do the right thing. It's easier said than done, but it's going to be better off in the long run if you just do the right thing instead of trying to cover it up and then it all unravel. Because at some point with, social media nowadays and just media in general, word's going to get out.
Oh, yeah.
You got
Fast.
people going back on athletes' Twitter accounts to like 2007. You don't think people are going to find out about a domestic abuse scandal? Oh, but yeah, that's right. I forgot. Urban Meyer and Ohio State thinks they could do whatever the heck they want. It's just so sad. And it's so sick. And again, this is over my head.
This is over my pay grade.
Because it's just a Big Ten thing, man. Jim Delaney's supposed to be stepping in. And I blame a lot of this on him because look what's been going on. Penn State, Ohio State, Maryland, Michigan State.
We're less than a week
Come
away
on,
from college
man.
football, and our conference looks like a joke.
For real. Good point, Jeremy. We are 1 week away from college football season beginning in its prime, or at least in its beginnings, in all honesty. But college football normally starts in at a heavy pace, and if you look at everything that's gone down over this off season for college football, the Larry Nassar thing, the Maryland issue, and now this at Ohio State, it pretty much looks like, well, again, and I can't really speak on the Maryland thing because they're still kind of going into that situation. Sure. But it looks like everything was done quick, well, except for the Larry Nassar thing. Let's take that Let's take that back. Let's look at the things that have happened very recently with Maryland and Ohio State. Everything got done quickly before the season started because nobody wants to have that lingering at the beginning of the season. And I think that's another reason why Ohio State got their investigation done in that 14-day period, because they wanted to get it done before the season started.
Yeah, they didn't want crap to hit the fan. It's just fun. It's crazy that this is happening right before a college football season.
But it's not shocking, though. That's the thing.
Not at all.
I think that's the bigger takeaway from this, is that none of this is that shocking. You know, like we see it happen.
It's their reputation.
Then I think it's got a lot to do with the society that we live in nowadays. Like, had this happened, let's say, 20 years ago, before the beginning of social media, oh, dude, this would have been huge.
Oh, yeah. This would
people would have
been
been traumatized. But the fact now that, it's domestic violence. We've had domestic violence shoved down our throat with the NFL with guys like Greg Hardy and Jameis Winston and potentially even Ezekiel Elliott, you know, all back to back to back. It's become normal now, and I hate to say it. I'm
with you.
I hate to say that hearing about messed up things like that is a normality now, but the realistic truth is, unfortunately, it has become a normality.
Look at the message you're sending. You're sending the message that it's okay to treat humans like this. Domestic abuse. They're acting like it's just, you know, again, like you said, Eric, a normal thing.
But here's the thing. I'm sorry.
Can't
go ahead.
wrap my head around it. No, I mean it's just you're fine.
Here's the thing that I totally hate with the sporting realm and handling these personal things. They only believe in suspensions. Why aren't people getting fired? Why aren't people getting cut? You know, you guys, and you know, again, that's the other thing that drives me insane too. Again, Greg Hardy. We all know what happened with Greg Hardy flipping his girlfriend at the point in time onto a bed of assault rifles. Now this guy has the potential second chance in life being a UFC fighter. Let that be you or me in a situation like that in a normal life. I can't go anywhere. I can't do anything in life.
No. To be watching it like a hawk.
Again, Ezekiel Elliott. Granted, those materials are still confusing to this day as to what happened, but even if he did do it, what happened? He got suspended 6 games. My opinion, if you get suspended,
no penalty for
right, if you are busted for any of this stuff, if you want to suspend somebody, if you feel that's the right thing to do, fine, but let it be the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, you got to make at least a little bit of a harsher penalty, right?
Right, because, come on, look at Urban Meyer. Did what he did, and now he's only gone 3 games.
And you brought that up, too, Eric, about the 3-game schedule. You got TCU, who's respectable, but other than that, I mean, it's a cakewalk.
Right.
So it's really there's really no penalty. Or the penalty's not harsh enough. Because, yes, missing football games matters, but there's other things in life that matter more.
Like the value of life?
Exactly. So send the right message. I mean, is that a hard thing to do?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
To strike down on those who are breaching conduct, the code of conduct? I mean, come on. Man, it's just so cut and dry.
Very.
This whole Ohio State thing, man. I mean, there's only one side you could take. And it's that Ohio State is dirty and grimy, and they care about only themselves. They care about winning, and they don't care what else happens as long as they win. I mean, how far do you want to stretch this thing out? I mean, you guys brought it up. I say Urban might even have bodies in his closet at this point. Say it again. I mean, you never know.
At this point in time, yeah.
Yeah, who really knows?
And then
hate to put that on him, but I mean, this is just ridiculous.
What else ended up happening too?
Come on.
Well, didn't supposedly he was able to somehow delete all of his text messages from a year?
Oh yeah, he was asking someone how to do that on his phone, and then
it's called deleting your messages. It's not that hard.
No, he was asking some assistant or somehow to like delete messages, and then now they tried to go back and look at them, and they can't find them. So who knows what's happening there? It was some 23-page document that they put out after the investigation.
And that was the other thing too. They put out afterwards.
Yeah, afterwards.
It's just shady, man.
Super
They're all
shady.
shady up there. Do whatever they want.
My condolences go out to Courtney Smith. I hope things are in a much better place. Sorry that you had to go through this. My condolences go out to just the people who are in it on the negative end of this, Courtney Smith, her family, the kids. Because, again, those kids, whether they like it or not, they're in this too. So it's sad to see a family go through things like this.
Yeah, and just save the apology letters, please. It means nothing. Writing out a big old apology letter on Twitter and not showing your face. Oh, but then when you get suspended 3 games, you want to show your face and pretty much just read off a piece of paper? Who the heck are you, man? Are you a college football coach? Are you really in, I guess, some kind of control in the lives of kids? I mean, that's just disgusting to me. I mean, have some decency. Is that hard? To have decency? To just do your job the right way? And granted, you're getting paid through the roof to be one of the best college football coaches in America, but it don't look so good when the crap hits the fan and you're not doing the right thing. It's going to come back to bite you. And the way you handle it also does. And you handled it like a jackass. I'm sorry, man. It's abysmal. The dramatic apology letter, the 3-game suspension, and then coming into a press conference and strictly reading off a piece of paper showing no remorse, no sorrow, no concern for the victims. Like you said, Eric, anybody who's on the negative side of this thing or who's impacted by this thing. God just does not care. It makes me, almost throw up in my mouth just talking about it. I'm so beyond this. When's it gonna stop? I'll say it again. Somebody just set a good example. I don't care who you are.
Anybody,
Somebody
please.
in college athletics set the example that this kind of thing is not okay. You can't just suspend a guy 3 games for what he did. We all know what he did. I'm not going to say it again. We've been saying it through the roof. It's the whole story on just sports across America. It's the biggest story. We all know what's going on. Somebody send a message. It's time. It's beyond time. You got college football a week away, and just from a general standpoint, you want to set these kids in the right direction, don't you? Well, not Urban Meyer. It's just about winning football games, winning championships. That's great. Congrats.
It's win at all costs.
But your legacy's in the ringer, dude. It's over. You're done.
You liar!
It's over at this point. Urban Meyer's whole legacy, the championships, all the wins, take them all away. We're done. It's a crapshoot, man. You never know where this thing's going to lead to. This may, heck, who's next? Northwestern? Purdue? Indiana? Who's next with this thing? Who else is going to screw up? That should be my question. It's not who's going to step in. Who else is going to screw up? Because you got everybody screwing up in the Big Ten. Or at least, half of the Big Ten to be technical? That's still too much. Somebody step in, do the right thing, send a message. Please. Because I'm really tired of talking about this thing.
Well, I have something to take away from all the tension and everything that is the Ohio State stuff.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
That's right.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
So I know that might seem a little weird for the listeners, but there is a method to the madness. For those of us who don't know, the other day, 2 days ago on Thursday, it was Kobe Bryant's birthday.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah.
Kobe Bryant, a.k.a. the Black Mamba. And yesterday was actually Kobe Day. Mamba Day, 8/24.
Happy belated birthday to Kobe, one of the greatest of all time.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Mamba
I know
Day was the other day.
I know it's one of Jeremy's favorite athletes.
Oh, yeah, that's because.
I wish I could, and I respect Kobe as a player. Always have, always will. But it's hard to, I guess, not support his legacy, but kind of, I guess, back it up. I mean, the numbers are there, the championships are there, everything's there.
That's right, man. Numbers don't lie.
But I look at how many times he shot the ball, and the 81 against the Raptors was outstanding, but the Raptors kind of sucked, and he was shooting 100 times a game. I'm sorry to make this comparison.
Of
but
course,
you guys know,
here we go.
Let LeBron do something like that.
Here we go.
He just had to bring LeBron into
get
this.
Murdered for it. He'll get crucified.
Well, then again, LeBron's not really a shooter either. Not like how Kobe was.
No, but I mean, you compare the two, right? I mean, Kobe's shooting freaking 100 times a game. I can't roll with that. And it's really, again, the fan base. I've said this before as well.
You are such a Laker hater.
No, not anymore. LeBron.
No, you're. Go ahead.
I don't
go
hate
ahead.
the Lakers anymore.
I would hope not.
It's just hard to. It was hard to root for him at that point in time, and I guess this is kind of cliche, but there are good Kobe fans out there, like you two, for example.
Thank you.
Saying that. And
I'm a realistic fan. There's a difference.
Sure, right.
I'll be real. Like, there was a point in time I didn't like Kobe either. There was a point in time I was not a Kobe fan.
I mean, Pistons fan.
I loved it.
Fan shouldn't be.
I loved it. I loved when the Pistons took down the Lakers.
I did too.
It was by far one of the happiest moments of my young childhood.
I remember exactly.
I think
where
it was a
watching
split decision for me. Very split.
Split between
the Pistons and
the Lakers, just because my whole family is just all Detroit Pistons all the way, and I'm like, oh, I like Kobe and Shaq, and then it's just like,
So you're gonna root for the Lakers still with LeBron on the team?
He's a Laker fan, though.
I'm a Laker fan, and it's going to take a minute for LeBron to grow on me as a Laker player. But yeah,
I feel like the media is really trying to shove it down our throats. Look at
they
LeBron.
really are.
Look at LeBron in his Laker jersey.
Right. Well,
oh my God, you need to get this.
Yeah, Lakers fans have a problem. A lot of them have a problem with LeBron.
Yeah,
they do.
They're not that happy about it.
I mean, I understand because, that's, I guess, Kobe's franchise, if you want to say. I mean,
technically it's Magic's franchise.
Right.
If you want to go back there, it's really Magic, like you were saying.
Magic's the one that brought LeBron to L.A.
I mean, let's not get it twisted. The Lakers have always been a very successful organization, a very successful franchise from the beginning. But as far as like whose team it is, I mean, if you're really, really going to go back and look at it, yeah, maybe Jerry West. But as far as looking at who revolutionized the game for the Lakers, it's got to be Magic. I'm sorry.
Sure.
Yeah, it's definitely got to be Magic.
Top 3 of all time.
I think everyone was upset when they started calling LeBron the king of L.A. So that's when that created the problem.
That's the media's fault, though. That's not LeBron's fault.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, granted, LeBron soaked it in, of course, because again, he is King James. But at the same point in time, too, that's the media talking about the king of L.A.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't help painting that kind of stuff on murals. The media's going to go chasing after that kind of stuff because, I mean, look at
you
these
still feel a way
headlines.
about that, don't you?
Well, it's just about the whole just the headlines for LeBron over this past summer have been garbage. Like
other than the school, other than the
school, of course. That I'm talking about, just how they, for example, Undisputed with Skip and Shannon, they'll talk about the same kind of LeBron issue twice in a show because they just are obsessed with LeBron. You got Shannon Sharp, who's big-time LeBron supporter. Skip is like the complete opposite. But it's like, I mean, can we please have better headlines? Just in general. The pizza thing, whatever. LeBron should have showed up to that.
I was about to say, that was wrong. That was wrong.
Yeah, it is what it is. LeBron, do better. Because you're under the biggest microscope probably in the world. So, yeah, show up to your pizza party next time.
So anyways,
you're going to get a bunch of rabid Lakers fans.
Not to divert from Kobe's day and everything, but there's one thing I know Jeremy's usually the one who asks our questions, but just for right now, since we are talking about Kobe, and Brian, you do have to discuss this. What is your all-time favorite Kobe moment?
Wow.
Like, what do you think is the best?
He has a lot.
Huh.
What is the best Kobe moment for you?
Oh, you know what? I got that one. I got an answer to that.
Go for it.
It's his last game of his career, dropping 61. That was pretty sweet.
Okay.
Last game of your career, what was he? Late 30s, maybe 40.
It's about what, 3 years now already. So yeah, late 30s.
And that's just impressive to me. That to go out in that kind of fashion, you're Kobe. It's last game in Staples Center. Last game of your career to drop 61. That was pretty cool to see.
Jeremy,
I honestly can't pick one. So if I'm gonna pick something, it's gonna be the fadeaways when he's got 2 or 3 defenders on him, like every single time he tries to take a shot.
There's many great Kobe moments out there. It's
like the
hard to
corner
choose.
fadeaway 3 with like 3 defenders on him. Like, come on, how is this going?
All the buzzer beaters he said.
Yep. So for me, there's a couple different ones. Like as far as an actual moment, one of my all-time favorite moments, and this is going to be kind of typical, kind of sappy, but when he won the title without Shaq, and it was the first time he won it against. The first time he won it against the Celtics, I believe in 2010.
Yeah, 09
or 2010, one of them. Because I remember they played Orlando when he won one too. But that one in general, just the fact, when that big 3 in Boston came together, and he wanted to take them out. Unfortunately, he didn't make it the first time they did it. And then when he got to play them again, he made sure that they were going to dominate that final series, and they did. I think they won in like 5 or 6.
Something like that.
I can't remember.
They won pretty handily, I would say.
I think so.
And he had to go through Rondo too at that point. I don't know. Wait, they didn't.
Rondo was more or less the ball handler, like the really, really good ball handler. Other than Rondo, let's be realistic. Rondo is not that big of a threat, right?
What do you mean not a big threat? Back in the day, he was.
That's what I'm saying. But he was a passer, still is a passer, and I think as his career has evolved, he's learned how to be more of a defensive guy. I don't think he was that at first because obviously he still can't shoot free throws.
No,
this is Rajon Rondo we're talking about here.
Yeah,
and the guy definitely can't shoot threes. If anything, he's become more of a better perimeter defender over the years.
And I just look at
that's fair.
Definitely, I just look at the numbers, and he puts up triple doubles, and he, like you said, can't shoot the rock. But
not at all.
Just the fact that he's putting up those kind of numbers is impressive, given the fact that he can't shoot for crap.
My other favorite Kobe moment, I remember it was a Christmas Day game. Gosh, I want to say around 2008, 2009, and they played against the Phoenix Suns. Right as Phoenix was starting to dismantle that whole Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire team.
Oh.
I can't remember because I know it's not a big highlight. Kobe's had a bunch of them, but I remember Kobe had the ball right before they had to call a timeout on it because he legit ran through the lane and did like a flying, spinning dunk right on Raja Bell. If I could find the clip of it, I would.
Who's this?
Kobe
over,
my other Kobe moment. He did legit like dunked on Raja Bell when Raja Bell was still on the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
But it looked like he legitimately like flew and was like spinning and then slammed it while he's facing upside on the rim. It was crazy. I remember seeing that and I was like, wow. That was nuts.
And I've said before that Kobe's not in my top 10. I would say he's maybe just on the outside of it, or maybe sneaks in right at 10. Because, I mean, there's just so many good all-time all-time players out there. And
Brian,
I'm not trying to take anything away from Kobe.
I need you to put some respect on Kobe's name.
Yes. And
I need that stock to rise. So he needs to be top 10 over there.
Okay. I might put him.
I just need you to put some type of respect on Kobe's name.
I'm trying, man. I mean, he's got 5 rings.
So who do you put over Kobe then?
Hold on, I gave you my top 10. I think
we did this a while back. That's right. Yeah.
I got to think of all my top.
That's
10.
okay. That's okay because your answers might change from when we did that a few weeks ago.
Well,
but that's okay.
List some names. I mean, Wilt, Magic, Bird. That's 3. LeBron.
I knew that was coming.
Shaq.
Those aren't bad. So I mean, okay. So Kobe's never going to be in your top 10 then, unless we.
I don't think so.
Unless we hype him up.
Again, I try to be the most realistic as I can with the whole Kobe thing, because it's just the amount of shots he put up, and it's the body of work throughout his whole career. Kobe and yes, he got older, but if you really want to compare LeBron and Kobe got. He dwindled down later on in his career. LeBron's playing the best basketball of his life, and he's going to be 33 here in December. So, I mean, that's where I think you separate the two. And I hate the comparison in general because you got LeBron, who's a floor general, and Kobe, yes, could be a floor general too, and was a floor general at some points in his career. But, they're just not. You can compare them just because of their greatness. But in terms of overall player, I mean, it's apples and oranges, I think.
Jeremy, do we have questions this week?
Yes, we do.
All right, let's get to these questions real quickly.
Fire away.
Asking all them questions. Why you asking all them questions? Making statements. Asking all them questions. Asking all them questions. Why you asking all them questions? Making statements. Asking all them questions. Why you asking all them questions? Making statements. Asking all them questions. Asking all them questions. Why you asking all them questions? Making statements.
All right, so I'm going to do things a little different today.
Oh, boy. I'm scared now.
Did you guys by chance watch the VMAs on Monday?
I did not.
I caught bits and pieces of it.
I saw Jalen and Molly were there.
Oh yeah,
Molly looking. See, I don't mean to. Molly looking good. Molly looking
delicious.
real good.
But anyway, you all should have, because guess what? It's quiz time.
Oh boy.
Yep, kids are about to go back to school, and you are about to get a quiz
Dude,
now.
I'm about to go back to school. I'm still a college student here. So
yeah. Got to put some respect on that too as well.
I call BS on this.
All right, VMA quiz. Your first question is: J-Lo won the Video Vanguard Award. I believe she's turned. How old is she?
40.
Somebody said she turned
40 or 50.
Yeah, she's
Hold
in
on.
her 40s
It's
or
40 or
50s
50.
for sure.
I'm gonna double check this real quickly, guys. Give me 1 second.
All right,
but go ahead with your question.
But anyway, she won the Video Vanguard Award this year. Who was the first to win the Video Vanguard Award? Back then, it was just called the Vanguard Award.
I have no idea.
Gotta take a shot.
I have a hint. Like, is it R&B?
I'll take a guess.
Go ahead, Eric.
Kind of
And
R&B
and
slash
correct me
pop.
if I'm wrong. It was just called the Vanguard.
It was just called the Vanguard Award back then.
Oh no, I was gonna say because if I recall correctly, they did some changing to it, but I want to say Michael Jackson.
You are correct.
Wow. Did you just Google that on?
No, I swear, I'm still looking up
Okay.
J-Lo. I'm still looking up J-Lo. Calm down,
That's
calm down.
impressive.
But yes, you are correct.
Shocker. I'm surprised.
Definitely a goat.
All right, next question.
Okay,
wait,
so
did you find it?
I found. I'm not going to give out her whole birthday, but according to this report I'm reading, this website, July of 1969, and we are in 2018, so her birthday just passed. So
Yeah,
we
that's our
had
birthday month.
2018 minus 1969.
Do math for me.
Dude, she's 49 years old.
Yeah, I
she's
figured
almost
as
50.
such.
All right. She's
And
still looking
she's
good.
Still beautiful. Yes. Shout out to J-Lo for keeping it all intact, keeping it fine and
All right.
sexy.
All right, guys. Let's,
I blame
let's
Jeremy
tone it
for
down.
this troll here. I blame Jeremy.
I'm
for
sorry
all
I brought
this.
J-Lo into
Oh, it's
this.
all
I'm
right. No,
sorry.
You brought
Oh,
up
no.
Molly. Molly brought it up.
I brought up Jalen and Molly, and that's where it all started.
Yeah.
I just wanted to
it is
mention
Brian.
that
It is Brian.
Oh,
Troll.
yeah, all right.
They're a couple now. They're happily married.
That's why I'm
Jalen Rose
not
and
trying to
Molly
be
Creole.
rude, not trying to be respectful, just keeping it honest.
Yeah, just wanted to mention the fact that I saw a picture with them at the VMA.
Yes, they're married now. They've
That's
been a
the only
couple.
thing.
They're just married now. Okay, second question or quiz, whatever we're doing
All
here.
right. Second question. Madonna once held this record for the most VMAs won with 20. Who currently holds the record right now with 22
I'm assuming 22
VMA awards won?
The
altogether?
moon people, they call it now.
Yeah,
which
the
is a
joke.
joke.
Moon. Yeah.
Brian, you want to give it a shot? Because I feel
I
like
will
I know
give
all
it
this.
a go. Wow, 20. Is it a group? And I don't know if this is fair to ask. I don't want to,
Guy or girl?
breach the rules. Well, not necessarily that. Is this a single artist, or is it like a?
This is a
band?
solo artist.
Solo artist.
I think I have an idea.
Wow. I'm gonna go. That's really tough. And VMAs are usually like you said.
Video
R&B,
Music Award.
pop-ish,
That,
right?
It's top 40. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Okay. Man, I got to come up with just one person. It shouldn't be this hard, but there's so many great artists out there.
I'm gonna
Usher.
That is incorrect.
Hey, I gave it a whirl.
Yeah, you did. Give it a shot.
You did.
You got to
Not a
guess.
bad guess.
I am
think.
going to guess, and this is how I really hope I'm wrong. Is it Taylor Swift?
That is also incorrect.
thank God.
All right.
I was going to be so mad if she won it. Who is it, Jeremy?
Well, you should have put a ring on it because it is Beyonce. With 22
Hey, I was
one.
close in the air. I mean, Usher was big back when, and Beyonce's still big, but
True.
I'm talking about like in their primes, and you guys know music better than I do, so.
All right. Well,
But I'm a huge Beyonce fan.
The next question is slightly easy, or slightly easier, I should say, because it's multiple choice. So, Nicki Minaj won on Monday her
I like her
Queen
album, by the
album came out, although she is a little upset about it, that it is number 2 over Travis Scott's Astro World.
Dude, she's
having,
wow.
She's
yeah,
having
when
you
mental,
get beat by Travis Scott,
she's having a mental breakdown with all of this stuff.
Queen radio and everything.
I don't know what the heck is going on with her. But anyways, to your question.
The album's fire, though.
That's debatable.
It's okay. But anyway,
it's just okay. But anyway, what is Nicki Minaj's middle name? I'm going to give you a couple choices.
I hate you.
Thank goodness.
Is it A, Sarah, B, Tanya, C, Hannah, or D, Tiffany?
Oh, my gosh.
I'm going to go Tiffany.
E, what's yours?
Okay, Tiffany was there. There was also Sarah. What were the other two?
Sarah, Hannah, or Tanya?
Nikki. Oh, God. I'm going with Sarah. Something tells me Sarah.
So you got Sarah. Ryan, what was yours? Tiffany. You both are incorrect. It was Tanya.
I can never get this thing right. I was gonna guess freaking Tanya, man.
It was Tanya.
Something
I literally was gonna guess.
Something just told me that Tanya wasn't right.
Right. Yeah,
like you had the
seemed like
Nikki,
too
Tanya.
Yeah.
No, that does not sound right at all.
It is Tanya. I'm sorry, you guys, but it's Tanya.
Okay, do we have another question?
Oh yeah.
Because now I'm into this now.
All right, I got 2 more questions. In 2002, this artist won the Best Female Video and accepted the award drunk. Who was it?
A female artist?
Yes, female artist. If you can remember back to 2002, what you were bumping back then.
And she was drunk?
She was drunk.
Janet Jackson.
That is incorrect.
Ouch.
I got nothing.
On a roll with all that.
I got nothing.
No, just want to take a shot.
2002, female artist was drunk. Something tells me I got 2 names. I'm going to throw them both out there. You can tell. I'll probably be wrong either way.
All right.
I'm going to go 1, Missy Elliott, or 2, Eve.
Those are both incorrect.
I figured. Okay, so who is it?
It was Pink.
Wow.
What?
I would have never guessed that. You know what,
Pink?
Jeremy, you are
Pink.
great at stumping us.
It was Pink. She went up and accepted the
Pink
award.
came in trashed?
She came in trashed and even said it over the mic that she can't believe that she's up here right now. She's so drunk.
Hey, go hard or go home.
No. It's now
the
I'm finding
VMAs.
the video now. That's crazy. I can't believe I got that one wrong.
Oh, wait, actually, I have another question, too. Well, actually, 2. But, all right.
Go ahead.
Anyway, next one. Only 2 musicians have won the award for Video of the Year more than once. Who are they? And I'll give you a hint on this one. They actually have a song together. It's both a male and female artist. It's a very popular song.
VMAs don't include country, do they?
No, I don't. No.
All right. I was going to guess Kid Rock and that one lady, but I don't think that's right.
Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow.
Right, yes. Thank you for that. Filling me in. A male and a female artist. Wow. Didn't Nelly and somebody do a song together?
It was Nelly and Kelly Rowland. All right, so what?
That's my guess.
Okay, what was the question again? Who?
So only 2 musicians have won the Video of the Year award more than once.
Dang it! I already gave my answer.
Who are they?
Go ahead, Eric.
Well, if you got a backup answer,
Well, I can say after.
Here, give me your second answer. And I'll just go with that.
You know what? I'm gonna go T.I. and Rihanna in the "Live Your Life" song.
Yeah, I can tell you that's wrong right now.
Really?
I would.
That is
super
wrong, but
I feel like
he's very close.
All right, so Rihanna's on 1.
Rihanna is one
of
of
them, and you said they have a song together.
They have a song together.
Jay-Z.
No.
I hate you. Who is it?
Eminem.
Eminem and Rihanna.
I thought you would have
right?
got this one. I'm sorry. I thought you would have had this one.
What?
Rihanna's the other artist, correct?
Yeah,
the female. So you got
So I
half
got
of
that
it.
half,
Yeah,
right?
you got half right.
No, when you said
0.5
T.I. and
points.
Rihanna, I was like, that's not right.
Hey, man, I was close, man.
You
were
there.
You were very close.
You were
there.
there.
Very close. I thought he would have picked up on it. I was like Rihanna, and then like,
Well, come on, Rihanna does songs with
10 times better.
Rihanna does songs with everybody.
Right,
everybody. So I mean, come on. When you say, oh yeah, she's got a song that it doesn't really narrow the gap.
That's true.
It was really popular, though. Come on.
That's true. That's true. I'll give you that. It was popular.
Yeah, I'm so lost.
All right, I got one last question. The VMA is very popular with trends. They like to do awards based on what's going on that year. They even had a Ringtone of the Year award at one point in time.
MTV.
Yeah, it was quite crazy. And they even had a quadruple threat award given out once to one male artist. Who was it?
Yeah, I'm just on the roll with the X's instead of the check marks.
I'm not as close to you as I thought I was. Or I mean, I'm not as far ahead as I thought I was.
No, well, it's just tough, man. Male artist.
And this is the triple threat one.
Yes, triple threat.
I will say, I'm trying to think R&B, like who's big in R. Kelly? I don't know.
I'll say R&B / pop artist.
Triple threat. Oh, it's got to
I'll
be
just go
Drake.
R. Kelly. It's probably wrong. But.
It's got to be Drake.
It is not Drake.
Seriously?
It is not R. Kelly.
Who?
You want to take another shot? Anyone? No? Yes?
Another. Okay, so it's an R&B person.
Ooh,
I got one. I'm sure it was an answer from earlier. Beyonce.
No.
You said male singer, right?
I
I'm
did
sorry,
say male
my
singer.
bad, my bad. I missed the male part. I apologize.
Another go.
I got nothing. I'm out.
Brian?
I guess I'll take one more guess. Neo? I don't know. Neo.
That is also incorrect.
All right. Break my heart. Who is it?
Well, E, you and me both don't have 20/20 vision.
You just got to tell me at this point.
Just
It's
tell me I'm wrong.
It's still.
Tell us we're wrong.
Okay.
Did it hit you?
Justin Timberlake.
Yes, you are correct.
I was going to guess NSYNC at one of these.
I didn't want to
questions,
say
but
he was a boy band member because that would have been a little bit too easy.
I just keep trying to give myself credit for messing up, and it's not good. But that is interesting because I was going to guess NSYNC for one of the answers and then said Justin Timberlake.
That was fun. Maybe we should change it from questions to quiz.
To
no.
quiz?
No, because my brain's not ready to work.
Actually look smart, so that might not be a good idea.
Like I said, I want to try something different this time. So
And it worked.
I like it.
It worked.
We could definitely do this again. I'm just
for sure
talking crap. Gentlemen, we addressed a lot of good things today. Well, we addressed them in a good manner. The things we addressed may not be good, but they need to be let out on the table. We need to let everybody know how it should be and what's been going on with this whole Ohio State thing. And you got sportscasters, across America who are getting it right and really bashing this just criminal group. And that's good. That's a step in the right direction. But it's about somebody who's actually in charge stepping in and taking control so these kind of things don't continue. It's been a great show. We'll be back next week. Pierson's Piece on Sports Radio Detroit and KVRadioBroadcasting.com. Roadshow next. Peace.